Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Dickinson, JJ Diamond, Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. Today is Tuesday. I'm tired, but I'm a snap back. Today's podcast, I wanted to talk about law and order. And the reason why I want to talk about law and order is because I see that a lot of the advocates are out here fighting for no chokehold. And I agree, but they're fighting for the wrong thing. Okay? And the reason why I say this, and I'm going to continue to tell y'all, I was beat by 10 police officers at the age of 17, June of 1987, okay, in the Port Authority. No, I'm sorry, I was 18. At the Port Authority. Was I 18? I'm trying to remember. Anyway, my daughter, no, she was 7, so I was actually 22. It was so long ago. Y'all know I just turned 50 and my brains is not all there. Okay? I can't remember every date. But, I was beat by 10 police officers because a friend of mine chose to join me to take my daughter on the bus, to meet the bus to go to Fresh Air Fund. Those from New York know what Fresh Air Fund is. Okay, it's a camp for the less unfortunate. Sometimes you have to pay a small fee if you work. However, for the people that's very poor, they don't have to pay a fee. However, it was a good opportunity for my daughter, and I wanted her to go. So I joined the camp for my daughter, filled out the application, everything. They approved her, and I had to take her to be sent off to camp. When I got down there, of course, it was a lot of people, and the person that accompanied me, I will not tell you their name. For those that's on Cortland that know me, they know who it is. So I don't have to say the name. For other people, for me to make it public for other people, I won't go there. However, that person was with me, and her and a female got into it. And the other female didn't speak Spanish. However, me coming from being around a Hispanic background, and I'm also Hispanic, I did learn some of the words. I don't speak it fluently. Some I do understand, and some words I can speak. However, getting back to the story, the girl was talking in Spanish to the police officers and told the police officers that me and the other girl was harassing her, which we know that's not true, okay, because that's not in Jackie's character. It's never been in Jackie's character. I don't harass people. Never been one to, if anything, I would diffuse the situation before I harass someone, okay? So never, since a child, never been one to harass anybody. So the girl lied, and the cop ran up on me. It was a female cop. She ran up on me, and everybody know that I'm a fighter. You know what I mean? If you run up on me, I'm going to back you up. You know what I mean? So I feel threatened, and I've always had to feel that way due to the fact that I'm a girl. One, I've been through a lot. Two, I come from a neighborhood where if people run up on you, they're running up on you to fight. So you got to be ready. Okay, so she ran up on me, and of course, I'm going to protect myself. You know what I mean? So, I pushed her back and threw my hands up, She grabbed me. No, 2 officers grabbed me from behind, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to get it wrong. 2 officers grabbed me from behind. Well, I whooped their ass. Oh, excuse my language, because I didn't put this on explicit. I am so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry again. I be making these mistakes, but I'm not perfect. Well, I tore them up, okay? And Then here comes some other ones, and I tore them up as well. So as I was tearing them up, more and more start coming, okay? And they was beating me with batons, okay? Slamming me down. I would get up, you know what I mean? And they was beating me. I had on a small mini skirt, okay? And I was slim then. You know, I was really, really slim, and body was tight. So I had on my little halter top and a small mini skirt. They were pulling on my clothes. My clothes was falling off. And I kept fighting them. And it's hard to fight 10 cops. You know, I eventually got tired, you know, because they kept beating me and beating me and beating me. And this is one of the reasons, you know, I talk about my car accident a lot. My car accident more affected my back, okay? Them beating me with them batons all over my head, my back, my legs, it affected my body, okay? To this day, I still get pain in my legs and in my body. And I never had a lawsuit for them, for this act, okay? Because my father, Michael Jones, those that live in Charlotte know him. Him and my mother sitting there and said, as long as she's okay, just let it go. Okay? And this is my parents, okay? Because they didn't want to be involved in the media. They didn't want to be involved in the outcry of the city. They didn't want to be involved, okay? And they picked me up, and then I could hear, because they had me in a cage in the back. I'll never forget it, y'all. I don't know if they changed the office, but when you come out, you turn right. If you ever been to the Port Authority's police station, you turn right. When you go in the office, the cages are to your left. So I could hear them talking to my parents. And I'm sitting there like, my body is killing me. These people tried to arrest me for something I didn't even do, you know, but, you know, I felt like my parents knew what was best, you know, and I wasn't dead. So I walked away from that. You understand what I'm saying? However, this stuff happens to people every single day, okay? And just because y'all get 4 or 5 people that's been in a chokehold and they've died, okay, don't mean other people has not had inflicted wounds because of the police, okay? So I go, where I'm going with this is, and I hope y'all follow me on this, okay? We don't need to fight for them killing us with chokeholds or beating us with batons. We need to fight for the excessive force that they use, okay, when they see us, our brown color skin, okay? Now, you know, I talked to a few other police officers later on down the line, you know, that I became cool with up in Buffalo, New York, and they kind of explained to me why they use excessive force with the color brown, the brown colored people. Now, and I will not bring up names, even though I do remember the names of the people that, you know, the cops that talk to me, you know, and the cops loved me in New York. I was afraid of them at first, and they didn't understand why. You know, I did a lot of work in the community in Buffalo, and they gave me my props, and they was like, you know, you do a job for us, but we could fall back for a little while. So we're thankful to have you on the street team to help take care of these children while they're running, you know, out running the streets, getting into no good. So I saw a different side of the police in Buffalo, New York. Okay. And I told him, I said, well, you know, I'm kind of afraid of you guys because y'all turn on people. Y'all supposed to be there to serve and protect, but y'all turn on people. So I don't know whether I should trust y'all or not, for real. You know, and they would come to my house when I had the parties for the kids in Buffalo, you know, and they would say, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, everything is okay. Nobody's acting up. No, everybody's good. Y'all can keep it moving, because I never felt the need after being beat by 10 police officers to even interact with police officers. Okay? But they wanted to show me that, Jackie, we're all not bad. Okay? But I still didn't trust them. And I would toss and turn in my bed at night, saying to myself, now I'm helping these kids. Where's this going to lead me to? You know, am I going to get killed by police up here? because I'm helping these kids. You know, I used to toss and turn in my bed. Okay, this is the effect that they put on my mental. Okay, after beating me with 10 batons. Okay, throwing me around, slamming me to the floor. Okay, and I was a little something. I was only 97 pounds. Okay, so you imagine, even though I was 97 pounds, I was very strong. Okay? Now, I said, you know what, I'm going to get up the guts to ask the police officer. Okay? And the police officer, the one that I asked, it was a female. And I said, why do y'all beat on us like that? You know, I just want to know, just between me and you. Because she was in plain clothes this day. She wasn't in her uniform. And that's the thing about Buffalo, New York. You're going to see more black police officers. You're going to see more black firemen. You know, when I was in New York City, it was all about the Irish. The Irish was the police officers. The Irish was the firemen. In Buffalo, New York, they catered to the black. Okay? And the black people pretty much run the city, okay? And if you do your background, they're really not black. They're Indians. They're natives, okay? So it's a lot of stuff with that up northern lifestyle, okay? And I don't want to get into that today. And my culture comes from up there. So, like I said, I don't want to get into that. But the blacks run the city, and that's just the bottom line, okay? And the same with Baltimore. You know, at one point it was a white city, long time ago, but then the blacks took over. Their culture came together and they took over. So it's not that it's not out there, people. It's just that y'all haven't seen it in your city, okay? And I love Baltimore. Anybody can tell y'all, I love Baltimore, okay? I worked in the city of Baltimore for 6.5 years, okay? And I loved every minute of it. Only thing I didn't like was the killing, and that's what I'm getting to go back to. Okay? Now, the cop in Buffalo, New York, she said to me, she said, when you have people that would kill their own kind, why wouldn't I? Now, this officer was black. Okay? Why wouldn't you be afraid of them and you're on the other side? Okay? And I understood what she was saying, but I had to contemplate on it for a little while, okay? And they look at us not only as a target, but as a threat, okay? Because we as colored people are very aggressive in anything we do, okay? And we have to learn to tone things down so we can get the respect that's due to us as a human being. Okay, not when a cop roll up on us and they're saying, okay, we got these brown colored people, you know, they're all aggressive, you know, they arrogant, you know, shout out to the baby. I'm glad you put that verse in your song because, you know, I just love that song, Rockstar, y'all. You know, I really love that song. Every time I hear it, I go bonkers, you know, because he made a lot of good points in there, you know, yes, when they look at us, all they see is arrogant. Okay? And as the baby said in his song, you thought I was arrogant because of the color of my skin. But I'm not. Okay? And these are the things that they have to get to see on a daily basis. That we're not arrogant. We're not ignorant. We're not going to curse them out and act a fool. Okay? Now, on the flip side, we got to talk about the chokehold. Okay? You're fighting for them to stop the chokehold, for them to imply something else. Okay, back when I was coming up, it was beating with the batons. Okay, they got rid of that. Then it was, let's shoot them. Okay? And that shooting them lasted all the way up until I came to Charlotte 4 years ago. Okay, so we was fighting about that. Okay? Now, they're putting them in the chokehold and they're tasing them. Okay? I mean, tasing them, I'm sorry, us. Okay? So, when these advocates go out here and they're fighting for this stuff, what are they really fighting for? Are you fighting for them to imply something new to kill us with? Or are you fighting for them to stop the excessive force? This is what y'all need to fight for. They need to stop with the excessive force. You give the person, because in America, you're innocent until proven guilty, but if an officer of law says that he feels like you're guilty, he has the right to take you in. That is the law. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all this story. This happened 5 years ago. I was in a shelter in Queens, New York. Okay? And this guy, because I didn't want to date him or do what he wanted me to do, okay, and he's the same brown color skin just like me. And he had a girlfriend that I didn't know nothing about. Okay? And I told him, I said, look, lose my little number. I don't want to be bothered with you. He got angry. Okay? So, I went because I had my child and I'm not going to fight no man. Okay? It's not my place to fight no man. If I have to, I will. But I'm not going to be running up on no man thinking I'm bigger than him and I'm going to punch him in the face or whatever the case may be. No. Anyway, long story short, I went and told my brothers on the block. Because y'all know anywhere I go, I make friends. Because that's my character. I'm a nice person. I'm a loving person. You know, I like to have fun. So people attach to me. Okay, so yeah. I went on the block and I told my friends. So they said, okay, no, he can't stop you from going into the shelter. He can't do all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna come to the shelter with you. Because he can't do that. So I go to the shelter to try to get in. My boys came with me. They saw the cops was there, so they, stepped back. And being that I'm the resident, I was really the only one that could come on the property. So they just stood behind to see what was going on. However, when I got up there, he told the police that I tried to do something to him, and I've never tried to do anything to him, but get away from him. Okay, I didn't want to be bothered with him, and told him, leave me alone. Okay? The police arrested me. Okay? 4 police officers arrested me because I didn't want to have sexual contact with a felon. Okay? Now, I'm bringing up he was a felon. That's not why I didn't want to have sexual contact with him. I didn't want to have sexual contact with him because I didn't like him. Okay? But he was a felon and he was on parole. And I don't have nothing against that because people make mistakes. And you gotta do what the state or the federal government say to do in order to get yourself straight. And I respect that. But you lied on me and had me arrested, okay? And it was nothing I can do about it. There was nothing I could do about it. I had to leave my kids behind. I had to be handcuffed in front of my kids, be taken in a police car, okay? Drove to the police station, which was filthy. Okay, this is in Queens, New York, y'all. Okay, I had to be put in a cell with 20 other females. Okay, where it was nasty. I work out, so I urinate a lot. I couldn't use the bathroom in there. I had bad allergies. Okay? How did I become a criminal? Because I did not want to give a man my body. Okay? So this is where it's going. Okay? With these laws. Now, on the norm, if I was younger, I probably would have flipped out. Okay? But being that I know the law now, I just went through the process and proved my state in court. and showed them the character of who I am. Okay? And that got the case thrown out because of my character. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I could have lost my life that night. Okay? Because of his stupidity. But he wasn't thinking about that. And he's my color. So you see what we do to other people, that's our color. My kids had to be taken into CPS custody while I was put in jail overnight. Okay? Pay attention, follow me. And he was my color. How much black on black crime is there out here? People getting killed on a daily basis by their color. So, if we do this to our own kind, what will we do to someone else? Now, this is just the facts of it, people. So, if you look at the statistics of how much black on black crime there is, it's unreal. For the small amount of number, the number is for how many of us is here in the United States. The numbers are through the roof. So why wouldn't the police be afraid to step to you? I need answers. If 75% of the black people is arrogant and put crimes on each other, why would they trust that we will respect them if we can't even respect our own kind? Okay, I hope that didn't fly over your heads, because y'all so ignorant today and y'all show it daily. Just like with the Nick Cannon situation, okay? And I've been bringing Nick up a lot. He made a mistake, he fixed the situation, then y'all badger him. Our kind. Y'all still not showing unity. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Two wrongs don't make a right. So how is it one moment, oh, it's messed up that he did that, but then the next moment, oh, you shouldn't apologize. What's wrong with apologizing? When you do wrong, you got to bow down to God and apologize, or you're not going to heaven. So what's wrong with this man realizing he done something wrong and made his people look bad? The ones that's not arrogant and ignorant. Now, those other ones that don't have no worth want to down him because he apologized. So y'all see what we portray as brown-skinned human beings? How do you expect to get respect from anybody if you can't even have unity within yourself? This is where it all boils down to. Now, they have all these TV shows, you know. My favorite one, y'all know what it is, Law and Order. I will watch Law and Order every single day. Won't no other TV show matter. I've been watching Law and Order for over 25 years. Maybe longer than that. I don't know. I've been watching it for a long time. And guess what? The stories may be fictional, but the laws are true. And the way that you find out that the laws are true is when you see something in one of those shows, you do your research. Now, every state is different, So when you go to a new state, you find out what the laws of the state. And this is how you can stay out of the eyes of the law. Okay? Now, I respect the police, and they know I don't like them because of what happened to me when I was a kid. But I also have to realize that those are not the same police officers that beat me. So I try to stay cordial until I see one that ain't right. Then I got to give you my butt to kiss. Because you're not going to just do what you want to do to me. Okay? I had an incident in Maryland. I'm going to tell you about that incident. When I was homeless and I was living at the hotel. You know, we wasn't broke. We just couldn't afford to live in that beautiful 3-story home that we had. But we wasn't broke. Okay? My significant other had went to work, and I had forgot to go to the store to get me some cigarettes. Y'all know I smoke my cigarettes. And he came in his taxi and passed me off some cigarettes. Okay? The police pulled up on him and told him he passed me drugs. Now, everybody know I don't use drugs. I'll smoke up some cigarettes though. Okay? So, who are you to get out your car as a police officer? Now, see, you didn't even ask my name, because if you would have asked my name, you would have been able to run it. And you would have been able to see who Jacqueline Richardson was in your city. But they ignored to do that. Okay? So now this is when you're causing ruckus. Okay? This is police officers now. Y'all just want to hit. Y'all want to arrest somebody. And now y'all going to just pick on anybody. Okay? And they do this on a daily basis. This is not just because what they call it, when election time come and all that. No, they do this on a daily basis. You got something to get up out their bed. I'm going to arrest me 2 of them niggas today. Because that's just the way their heart is. And we get that. Some of them are just evil. Okay? Then I get out the car and said, listen here, sir. I call him my husband. My husband gave me some cigarettes. Here they go. I ain't never used drugs. My name is Jacqueline Richardson. Run my name. I'm going to my room because you can't stop me because I'm not under arrest because I don't have nothing to be under arrest for. So I got out my car, went in my room, slammed the door. As I thought Eric was pulling off, he tried. I was in the room making me a noodle, okay, because I was hungry. I go up, make a noodle. As my noodle is getting ready, I hear some of the other people in the hotel banging on the door, and they screaming. They got him down here trying to arrest him. And I'm like, arrest him for what? He's a cab driver. And he gave me some cigarettes. Like, really? So now I open up the door. I come, yo, get off of him. So I start recording. I'm like, yo, get off of him. What are y'all doing? Now y'all picking with us. Okay? So, I got a blank for a moment. I had to call family members because I wanted to get them there because my daughter was there and my other kids was there. So I wanted to make sure that they were safe before anything goes down because we was probably going to go to jail together. Okay? Because I was pitching a tizzy by this point, but I had the right. You're picking on us for no reason. We're very known in the whole city, so why are you picking on us? You understand what I'm saying? So it felt like to me I was being targeted. So you have those police officers too that will target you. Okay? So this is why you have to stay out the street. why I stay out the street. Because there's no reason for you to target me when I'm doing nothing wrong. I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I paid my hotel bill. My kids ran around playing. You know what I mean? I fed my kids. You know, I kept them dressed. You have no right to target me because I live in a hotel because I couldn't afford to pay for a 3-story townhome. Don't target me. Because I no longer work for Frito-Lay or I no longer work for the Senator of Bel Air. Don't target me because I'm still a human being. I didn't lose that right, but they still did it. Now they want to come up in my room. What y'all want to see? How I cook? Yeah, I feed my kids. Look, see? They wanted to find anything to tear me down. Y'all have no right. It's legal for me to be able to smoke cigarettes. They sell them at the corner store. You should try some sometime. And that's what I told them. And as I'm eating my noodles, because I was hungry, I was spitting the noodles on them. And I told the officer, I said, just the way it applies to where another person shouldn't be in my face and it's a law that you're in my face. You're in my space. And you wouldn't get spit on if you wasn't in my space. So who's breaking the law here? Okay? So when you know the law, you can recite those laws back to them because they don't have the right to break laws either. So now here come the head sergeant. He's like, well, she's right. You know, you are in her face and you're not arresting her. So why are you in her space? She's eating. Y'all attacking her. Exactly. That's what they was doing, attacking me over some cigarettes. Okay? So, you know, that led me to call the United Nations. Okay? And write the United Nations. They had to start investigating because a lot of them cops was bad cops and they got them off the force. Okay? The reason why I'm telling y'all this is because you need to know the law. You don't have to be arrogant if you know the law. You can be you if you know the law. Especially in that city. Because every city, every state is different. Now, just like down here in Charlotte. When I got here, I felt like I was in a strange world. Because they could talk. They was able to talk on the phone here in Charlotte. Driving their cars. And I'm constantly telling them, put that phone down. You can't put that phone down. And they're like, we can drive. Talking on the phone here in Charlotte. What's wrong with you? I'm like, well, where I come from up in New York and in Maryland, we can't talk on the phone and drive. You could go to jail, get a ticket for that. And they was like, well, hold on, not here. I saw the cops riding around talking on the phone. Like, I said, okay, I see why y'all get so many accidents and everybody's turned upside down all over the roads. But then they put it in place. So I'm like, okay. And then you still see the cops doing it. They breaking the law too. This is where leading by example comes in. And I had to tell a couple of officers here in Charlotte. Lead by example. If you're on the law side and you want us to respect it, you got to lead by example. But if you're doing wrong, you can't come to us and tell us that we're doing wrong. It don't work that way. That's like me drinking every day or using drugs every day, and as soon as my kid do it, I'm telling them they doing wrong. But yet still they watching me. It doesn't work that way, people. So it's a lot of things that both sides have to work on. Okay? Not just because they want to put us in a chokehold. Because believe me, there's a couple of cops I be wanting to put in a chokehold. But I know I can't because it's the law. So what we need to fight for is the excessive force and the disrespect that they give us because they think that we're all arrogant and ignorant and have no education. Okay? Now, I'm going to use these TV shows. I know a lot of y'all don't want to watch the TV because it's not what they call it, the devil, or whatever the case may be. Well, I'm going to tell y'all, that devil TV has taught me so much to keep myself out of the realm of the police. Law and order, criminal intent. These laws that they show you are real. And it teaches you how to stay out of the rim of the nonsense. Okay? If you're not involved, this is what we always said. If you're not involved, you won't get incriminated. But y'all see how I wasn't involved in something and still got incriminated. My time wasted. My child had to see it. Okay? This is the facts of it, people. People's lives get taken a hold of through that moment. Once again, I'm going to say, we need to be fighting for non-excessive force until they know that this person they have the right to arrest them. And on our side, we should not act out when we see the police officers, follow what they're asking us so they won't be badgering us, beating on us, and mistreating us. You don't run. That's what animals do. And when animals run, what we do, especially hunters, we shoot them. This is why I tell my kind, okay, and my brown colored skin, to come over to this side so you can see what this side is like, and then you will understand why there's certain things you shouldn't do and why there's certain things you should train your children not to do. Okay? I run from the media. I run from the helicopters. But I would never run from the police. Because in hunting, when you run, it gives them a good eye to shoot you in your back. Pay attention, people. A man is not going to shoot you if you look at him in his eye. So you don't run. You know, I felt the need not to tell y'all all these things because y'all people should be telling y'all, these so-called advocates that know so much. But I see things are not changing because they're fighting for the wrong things. And first we have to fight to teach our own to stop being so ignorant. Tone down. This is why I was happy when marijuana came to play to be legal. Because some of these people do need a tone down. Because they're too hyper. I guess it's in our blood. It's in our DNA. I don't know. Because I get hyper sometimes too. And I get defiant too. So I don't know. I guess it's in our DNA. Like my daughter, she asked me, Mommy, we go to the Family Dollar. I always go out of the outdoor. She said, Mommy, why do you always go out the outdoor? That's the outdoor. I said, I don't know. I'm defiant. I feel the need to pull the outdoor open and walk through it versus pushing the door and walk through it. So maybe it's something within us. I don't know. This is why we need to know our culture. This is why we need to know where we come from. Why do we act the way we do? So we need to start studying about us. Stop worrying about what they've done to us in slavery and worry about why we are the way we are. So we can correct it. I'm just so fed up with all this stuff that's going on, you know. And the only reason why I'm speaking on this is because I was one that was beat by police officers. If I wasn't one, I would probably just be like, you know what, I can't be so bothered. But I'm speaking from the horse's mouth because I've been there. And I know what it feels like. I just don't know what it feels like to lose my life because of it. Just my body aches. My mind aches. So, with that being said, y'all heard what I said. We got to work on ourselves. We got to stop putting each other down. We have to become strong. Unity within our color. It's only a war if you make it one. We have to come together and help each other. And I hope that a lot of my people, you know, especially in the industry, in the music industry, in the entertainment industry, they come over to the other side so they can see what I've seen. Where they have taken me so I can see why a lot of this stuff is being inflicted on us. Okay? And I want to say this, you know, y'all talk about black people being killed. A lot of these white people be killed too. I was able to witness that in New York and in Maryland. Shoot them down like a dog. And I mean, they be putting them in them. With the black people, they just may give them one shot. They shoot their own kind. They be emptying the clip. And I got to witness that for myself. So, I mean, y'all, I don't know, y'all. Y'all really do need to pay attention to the laws, self-worth, unity within us. And then once we have unity within us, that's when we can connect with everything else. Right now, we got too much work to do within ourselves, within our culture, before we can start running, telling other people what they should be doing. And that's just what it is, you know, and it starts at home, people. We don't have to disrespect others to learn our own culture. I always vowed that I would never, and it's not that I don't like white men, that I would never deal with a white man. Okay? Because I have to stay within my culture. I don't mind being around them. I don't mind partying with them. I don't mind learning their cultures. But it's not my culture. Okay? And until I fully learn my culture and who I am, I don't want to step into somebody else's culture. Okay? On a daily basis. I want to have to make this a two podcasts because I'm not done here. I cannot make my lifestyle somebody else's lifestyle until I know my lifestyle. Until I know who I am. Okay? And it should be that way with anybody. You know, granted, we say, oh, we're going to go deal with white men because they do things differently. And they do. I love the way they parent. I sure do. And I'm glad now to see that some of the black men are starting to pick up from them and start parenting like they do. You know? But they do the same things black men do. Cheat, get drunk, use drugs. It don't matter. They're human beings. I'll be back with my second podcast in just a minute.